So today I am presenting this in a moist critical style video because there is something been brewing in the gacha community that has been happening for a while, and it will be really tough for me to animate in the end. So here we go. So I found out about this last night, but it was brought to my attention that Gacha Club, of course, the app that I use for animating, the files in said app have been majorly fucked up, in a sense that it is completely irreparable. Now, after I was brought to this news, I figured last night while I was literally in this bed right here. Ow, dang. I was I was literally in that bed, this very same bed last night. And I figured, fuck it, I'm gonna do a more scribble style video and I'm gonna talk about it. So again, here's the story. Gacha Club fucked up on iOS. Want to talk about it. So so let me start over. Gacha Club on iOS is essentially fucked up to the point where the files are completely irreparable. May want to make a video about this, so figured, fuck it, I'm doing it. But I wanted to shed some more light on it. Now, of course, what Gacha Club is the game created, of course, by Lunime, the developer of the Gacha games for, Samsung, iOS, Android, that kind of shit. And recently, last night, this Gacha tuber, who I cannot pronounce, by the way, said that the files are completely irreparable, which, in some degree, yes, is completely irreparable, because I do agree with some of her points. But there's a bit of light on this, because one of her points in the video is saying that all apps continuing from here on out must be up to date with iOS 16 or higher, and any apps under iOS 15 or under will not be compatible with iPhones, such as like the iPhone 13 right here. But so, but essentially, files are irreparable. Oh my god, I know I am repeating the same topics over and over again. It's really tough to do a more critical style video like this. But a bit of light, of course. The files can be repairable. It's up to Lunime themselves because of course, they are the developer. But this also brings some problems as well. But also, I would like to share a little bit of criticism on when Lunime updates their gacha apps. So, like I explained, I am an iPhone user. Of course, I use an iPhone to animate my gacha videos. Of course, I use Gacha Club to animate all of them because Gacha Club is really nice in terms of its clothing, the art style, the assets that can be used, pretty much everything great about it. But about almost a year ago, they updated the game to they updated the game, of course. But one of the most notable changes is that the screen size is actually full screen. It's not there's no like black borders. It's like what you would see like an original like TV screen or something. But with this, there was a there was an issue about it where progress couldn't be saved and online and offline OC codes could not be imported or exported. Yes, that is a very, very big no-no for Gacha Club on iOS. Essentially, OOPAP, if I remember putting the screenshot in the video, or formerly known as Phantom in the Gacha community, stated that they will please be patient. We will fix this bug. It's been almost a year later, and they still have not fixed the issue. Like, why in the heck would they not update it? This is also the same thing with the Gacha Heat situation. Back then there was a whole bunch of I will say Rule 34 content around Gacha that was explicitly being made in Gacha Life at the time. Gacha Life 1, not Gacha Life 2, Gacha Life 1. Essentially, a whole bunch of Rule 34 content was made using it, and then Ludi himself finally came to the conclusion to try to stop this, even though it didn't really stop anything. So he made an update to only the Android version. Keyword Android version. Us iOS users, we never received the patch. We never got it, and Heat content is probably still being made content to this day. Yes, Lunime is somewhat notoriously known for not animating the iOS apps along with their Android apps in time. Heck, it even took a while for Gacha Club to even come out on iOS. Android completely got it first, and it took us like us iOS users until like August to get it. I remember this very specifically. Yes, I'm getting really sidetracked here. I'm gonna try not to. But essentially, Lunime is known for not, updating their gacha apps on time. They never update the iOS versions. They always update them later compared to the Samsung ones. A lot of Samsung users get lightning fast updates. They get it completely on the dot when they release them. But us iOS users, it takes a while, and I have no idea why. But it's either two things. It's either Lunime's fault or it's Apple's fault, because of course Lunime put their apps on, of course, on the Google Play Store, owned by, of course, Samsung, or they put it on the Apple App Store, owned by Apple. Apple is, very notorious for has a very strict set of guidelines when it comes to having apps on their App Store. Excuse me. Yeah, they're known for, having apps on their App Store. But of course, you need to follow a strict set of guidelines in order to have your apps on there. But it could also be known that that Apple does not update things when the Samsung versions get updated. Like, also, for example, the editing software PowerCut was originally on Samsung for a very, very long time, and then like many years later, it finally came to Apple devices after so many years. Well, of course, a lot of people were happy, but it still begged the question why it took so long. Essentially, this is like with, I apologize if you guys hear a police car in the background, but essentially, this is like, with Lunime in iOS devices. Lunime does not update their apps on time with us iOS users. We literally never get the updates on time as expected. Android users always get it a lot. They always get it. They get it lightning fast, which of course have probably part of the gacha community is of course Apple devices and of course Android. But it still shows a very big problem that they're not consistent with fixing their updates. Of course, yes, I am aware. They're still working on stuff with Gacha Life 2. Of course, I am aware of that. But I'm gonna get sidetracked again. I'm also gonna make the announcement here that I myself will not be making the conversion to Gacha Life 2. I said it. Because I feel like Gacha Life 2 will just be a waste of time with importing all the OCs, especially with my movie, the movie I'm making, The Glitch Fires. I will not be using Gacha Life 2 to make it. I will continue using on Gacha Club in any way, shape, or form I can. But of course, Lunime does not update their Gacha apps on iOS in time. They're always super slow. Again, I know. They're working on stuff for Gacha Life 2. I shouldn't be criticizing them like this. But it still shows a very big problem. Especially since with the Gacha Heat situation a few years back. Since us iOS users, we never received the patch, supposedly. But Samsung users received the patch. Very big problem. That us iOS users are somewhat like mistreated, if I can say. But essentially, it's stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Just wanted to have a short little rant because I just want to do some sort of most critical style video talking about the gacha community and stuff. But anyways, that's it. See you guys around.